Hello everyone. This is Nandan Kumar Shah, and I welcome you all on Let's Revise series of dot. I have one phone in my hand, and again I am here with a new topic called judicial activism. So, in this video, I am going to discuss all the relevant things which is necessary to answer any question from this particular topic here. So, let's start. Judicial activism. See, judicial activism is a philosophy in which court makes rulings based on personal or policy views rather than strictly implementing the pre-existing rule, law, or institution. Is it necessary or not? I'll hand it over. I'll hand over it to you. You can write your arguments in comment section. And moving further, there are two examples which can explain the idea of judicial activism. First is judicial review. This is already mentioned in Constitution of India, Article 32 of Indian Constitution, which talks about writ before Supreme Court. Article 226 of Indian Constitution, which talks about writ before state high courts. This can be, it means judicial review can be an example of judicial activism. Second is PIL, public interest litigation. This can also be an example of judicial activism. Whenever any term coined in society, there are people who are always in support of that particular term, and there are people who are always in against of that particular term, who are critics. So here we will take both. The people who are in support of judicial activism, they say that yes, it is necessary. For what? For what? It is necessary to protect civil right. It is necessary to protect citizens' fundamental right. It is necessary to protect social justice. It is necessary to protect the constitutional value. These are the arguments which is in favor of judicial activism, and there are arguments which are against it, which are critics. Those people who are against the term called judicial activism, they say that if judicial activism is good, then what about the idea of balance of power? If judicial activism is good, then what about the idea of balance of power? If judicial activism is good, then what if judiciary overrides the legislation? Judiciary undermine the legislative process. I hand over it to you that yes, judicial activism is right or not. You can write your arguments in comment section, either against it or either or in support of it, in favor of it. I'm moving further. And here I have discussed all the things which is all the arguments which is in favor of judicial activism and which is in critique of judicial activism. Here I'm moving to US Supreme Court's judgments. There is one judgment in 1973 which is known as Roe versus Wade. Case name is Roe versus Wade. In this case, the Supreme Court of USA make a judgment in which they said that abortion is a fundamental right. Abortion, गर्भपात एक मौलिक अधिकार है. In this video, I am not going to explain the case. Here I have given the example. Go Google it. Go take the help of AI to summarize the case and get the idea about it, you will enhance your knowledge about judicial activism or anything from this topic. Again, a case came, Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, in which the court overruled this previous judgment and gave the power to make regulations on abortion to stay. Again, I'm not going to explain the case, go Google it. When we come to India, there are a lot of judgments, either Supreme Court judgments or uh, state high court judgments, which is explaining the idea of judicial activism. First, come to the landmark judgment of Keswanand Bharti versus State of Kerala, 1973, in which Supreme Court of India made basic structure doctrine. Why it was landmark? Because in this particular case, the Supreme Court of India made basic structure doctrine. In this particular case, Supreme Court of India limited the parliamentary power to amend constitution. Is it not an example of judicial activism? I left it to you. Second, come to second example, second judgment, Menka Gandhi versus Union of India, 1978, in which Supreme Court said that any procedure depriving life or liberty must be just, fair, and reasonable. Any procedure depriving life or liberty must be just, fair, or reasonable. This case mainly related to Article 21, which is right to life or liberty, right to life or liberty, right to life and personal liberty. This is also a very landmark judgment. Go Google it, get the idea of this case. Third, which is very popularly known as Visakha guidelines. It was a case of Visakha versus State of Rajasthan in 1997. If you are preparing for exam or you are working anywhere, definitely you have heard about the act called Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act 2013. See, when this act was formed, Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act 2013 in 2000 at Workplace Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act 2013. It was formed in 2013. But before this was the case, Visakha versus State of Rajasthan 1997. Courts used to take reference from this case to solve any case related to sexual harassment at workplace. This was also a very landmark judgment. Is it an example of judicial activism? I left it to you. Fourth. Husainara Khatun versus State of Bihar, 1979. Husainara Khatun versus State of Bihar, 1979. In this case, court make a judgment that speedy trial is a fundamental right. Here I have given the examples of court judgments. Example like Husainara Khatun versus State of Bihar, in which court made judgment that speedy trial is a fundamental right under Article 21. the case of Vishwanand Bharti, 1973, the case of Menka Gandhi versus State Union of India, the case of Visakha versus State of Rajasthan, 1959, which led the idea of prevention of sexual harassment at workplace Act 2013. If you will consolidate all those things which I have discussed in this video, then you will get the idea that judicial activism is right or not. If you get the idea and you have argument in support of it, please write in comment section. And if you are against this idea, then again, the comment section, floor of comment section is available to you. So this is for today. Thank you so much. जय हिंद, जय भारत, भारत माता की जय. नवरात्रि चल रही है. जय दुर्गा माँ.